Soul Garden.
Hello my archers, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Update from my webcam to yours. I'm Christopher Witecki, your host to the universe. And a quick announcement, they're finally here, the Moon Goddess Monthly videos with Carolyn Nagel. These predict your moon sign. So if you don't know your moon sign, you can text Carolyn. Just text Moon Goddess to 96362, and she'll get back to you in a couple of days. It takes us a while to look it up. But if you know your moon sign, come on down to soulmart.me and check it out. It's less than $4, and it is very informative. And also, the artist Shui kicks off on Thursday, and Nikki Bright uploaded a video to Soulmart that answered a lot of questions and was an open house. So if you want to see what it's like to study under Nikki, come on down to soulmart.me while supplies last. Tickets are on sale right now. Well, my Sagittarians, it is an exciting time, and I am happy to report that this next week looks rather peaceful. All right, it's a rather peaceful week, and that's what it's all about. Over the last weekend, we'd had a real-time reality crossing where it was time for everyone to find their inner peace no matter what was going on Earth, no matter what, no matter how successful or not you are, no matter where love is or isn't, you have to hold the peace. This is going to separate the men from the boys or the ladies from the girls when it comes to power in the new age, because those who can maintain peace in their heart deserve to lead. All right. Now for Sagittariuses, we are working on the throat chakra, or everyone is working on the throat chakra, because give and receive actually happens through the blue energy of the throat. But when you're a Sagittarius, giving and receiving basically is your social context. You feel like you are here to give and receive in the world. Sagittariuses are very ambitious about being loving and giving, but in your own soul, this is really your context, consciousness, and that's what you've been working on for 2 years. In some cases, it's not your career, it's your context. Do you walk out the door as a failure or a success? Do you walk out as the firstborn or lastborn? Do you walk out as green collar or blue collar? These are contexts that you put yourself into with society. So in the beginning of this transit, we were shaking away context. That includes friends that represent who you are. So this is friendships. And this last week, you're really kind of shaking out title. And this week, we're going to finish title. So this week, by the end of the week, you're going to commit to a title, something you title yourself in the world. This can be a completely created title of your own. The reason why you need a title is to crystallize how you belong. You've got to give the universe a definition of how you belong in the world. If God has nothing to go on, you can't do anything. All right, and that's part of the reason why Sagittarius have been non-committal, I think, with titles, because you're afraid of being tied to the title. No, you can come up with another one just as fast and swing from title to title. Hello. But we're going to come and commit to a title, and this turns, of course, in the master shui to your overall reputation to the public. So when we come in and overlap on Sunday, fun day, Mercury's ruling the day, but the moon is in Cancer, so emotions are quite private, I think, for the Sages. So Sunday's a very private, kind of spiritual day, kind of atypical in that regard. And this yod is in effect. For you, it's a very simple combination. Venus on one side, Mercury and Scorpio on the other. Frankly, you are going to take your new inner faith, which is just breaking, and you're going to take your career. And this all moves into elevating your inner child. In other words, by looking at your faith in yourself, by looking at where your career is going, this is why you can start to believe that your dreams will come true. And that's really what Sunday's about, is getting yourself to that belief and allowing yourself to restore balance and order. Then on Monday, it's a Venus ruled day, and it's a sunny with a chance of Randy, I think, for the Sages. I think you're going to crave intimacy. That's because giving and receiving is what the mantra of the day is, to restore balance and order. Because the moon is in in Cancer, which pulls you into your most intimate self. I would not be surprised if you defined it, giving and receiving, as far as the bedroom politics. But one thing that's very important is that Mars is now in your sign, which means you're going to feel, frankly, more Randy all the time, but you're also going to feel more anxious and more geared up to get your way. So your ego is on overdrive right now. You want to use that to pull in. You want to use that for the strength to pull you into what you want in life, but you want to be careful not to block opportunity, because you are more ego. You will not be this ego, what's the word? Not maniacal. Ego strong. You won't be this ego strong again until your birthday period, and it's meant to help you, but don't let it go too far. Okay, I think I've said enough with ego. Then on Tuesday, it's sunny and passion-filled, extremely passionate. For one, Neptune rules the day, so we're longing into our God consciousness. So the universe is trying to guide us through fate. I think this to some degree is a very fated day based on what you did last weekend in the real-time reality crossing, because I think if you were able to calm your jets and find that calm blue ocean, I think you're going to see opportunity on Tuesday you would not have seen if you didn't do that soul work. Let's look at the planets. For one, we've got a very passionate grand trine in fire, a soul pyramid in fire, which unites the light in you. The moon in Leo pulls in your beliefs and conviction of who you are and what you're here to do. Mars in Sagittarius amps up your ego and gets it behind it. And then right here, your inner child is once again inspired and excited. So again, the inner child gets excited and this passion unites your light. At the same time, there's a couple of trines that come to a head. Jupiter in Gemini, which has been pushing to expand your human relationships and now has retrograded, which means you're on a 6-month hiatus with having to learn relationships in the foreground. Of course, in the background, you'll be learning them. But Jupiter has been trining with the sun. In other words, you've been trying to align where you belong in the world with where your relationships are going. And that finally, I think, becomes aligned. I think you begin to embrace, if anything, your reputation in the world will probably pull away from your relationships or pull away from whatever wasn't working relationships. And then secondly, this trine between Venus and Virgo up to Pluto means that you now begin, as all these other things happen, of course, Venus in Virgo is you ready to accept your career, ready to accept your legacy, and that feeling of ready to accept career and legacy directly leads to feeling more valuable. So you're feeling more valuable, you're feeling the passion, and you're feeling finally a breakaway between the tension between relationships and society, all on Tuesday. Pretty crazy day. Then on Wednesday, it's sunny and very driven. The moon is well into Leo, so your emotions are focused strictly on your potential and what you believe in. So you're very much, believing your own on Wednesday. Saturn rules the day, so it's time to commit. In your case, committing to that title we were talking about. So you want to commit to a title within yourself on this day. Committing means you begin to move down the path of manifestation, by the way. And one thing I do want to point out is just that Mercury is aligned with this. Mercury and Saturn heading for your subconscious. You're going to go on a weeding transit that begins at the end of this week and lasts for 2 years. But at this stage, Mercury is saying it's a decision about having faith in yourself. You've got to decide, I have faith in myself. And that decision is in concert with the title you are giving yourself. And then in the background, Venus is saying, and I feel the career too. So a lot of a really powerful alignment. Do not forget that we don't want to lose balance, because balance and synergy are part of the whole lesson this month. Then on Thursday, Mars rules the day. I think you are sunny, you are content. It's time to take action. You're really going to feel your life purpose come into attunement, I think, on Thursday. And it's time to decide and act on that commitment. So yesterday you might have committed to a certain title. Today, go to Kinko's and get the business cards printed. This is the day where you put into action this new titleship and what you feel entitled to based on your belonging, based on your heart. That's kind of the architecture of how I think the best way to do it. Again, I want to bring up this multi-planet alignment. The moon in Leo is you're feeling your life purpose. Venus is you're ready to receive your career. The sun is you know your title and you're going for it. Mercury in Scorpio says, and you've decided you have faith. And Mars in Sag says, come on, bring it on. Right now. So I think it's just a powerful day on this day. Then comes Friday, and on Friday it's Love Fest Day, the most groovy, loving day of the month. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Mother Earth rules the day, so we're squatting and holding space. So you're holding space with this new title. You're kind of queen or king of the mountain, and you're just waiting, standing on top of that mountain. I think you're very career happy. That's what the Love Fest is for you, is accepting your career success, which is finally here, and you have earned it and have worked for it for a very long time. So I think you're sunny and career happy in that regard. But the planets have given us some groovy stuff to look at too. For one, Venus conjunct the moon. That's what Love Fest Day is. It's because when the moon hits Venus, it's kind of like the moon is our emotional sponge, and it rings out with Venus, or it can ring out, or it can restore balance and order. So this is a time where we normally feel more jovial. And for those of us who do, we always say, tell everyone you love that you love them, because everyone's looking to receive love on Love Fest Day, and celebrate yourself. This particular Love Fest Day happens with Venus 11 degrees, which means we will begin to see the new reality. And in your case, you'll begin to see that new career reality. So that's Love Fest Day there. But also this square, which is fear that has been building between your marriages and your career. marriages and career fear finally breaks on Love Fest Day. In fact, it's probably from you surrendering your love for your career or your love for your legacy that gives you the strength to step away from the fears you have with long-term partnerships. Don't forget, long-term partnerships on hiatus for 6 months, won't really pick up again for a while, so give yourself a break somewhere, Sagittarius. Then on Saturday, we move into the Master Shui. That's chapter 3, where emotions and passion rule. In your case, it's now time to embrace emotionally this new title you find yourself in the world, this new self-title, and begin to allow your emotions to carry on with that, with those decisions. So I think you are sunny and you are ambitious and you are feeling it. The moon is very career-driven for most of the day, but by the end of the day is shifting into Libra on countdown now for Light Cast Day, which is going to be on Monday. And I just want to show with this slide that the moon is heading for the sun, which is the day when you really have to get your emotions behind it. Then on overlap fun day Sunday, Jupiter, your home planet, rules the day, so I think you are sunny and really social. I think you are feeling it. Now Jupiter is retrograde, which means even though you might be very social, there's more going on with you and you than there is with you in the world, no matter how social you seem. That's okay, but it's really a day of reflection and beginning to feel this new titleship that you've worked so hard on for 2.5 years, to embrace that career side of you as well. And the universe does give us a couple of little hints with Saturn. Saturn on Sunday, this day where we start to feel the new titleship, Saturn says, bum, 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 first degree of now carving into your weeding. We're going to talk about that next week, but it's now time for you to start facing some lifelong fears and cutting weeds. And the courage that gets you to cut these weeds is, of course, your eminent success with career and society. So don't be afraid of the big bad wolf, but the big bad wolf is going to come out soon. You have Saturn, no worries. But the other last thing, too, is on Sunday, I think, with Venus at a very volatile 13 degrees, you are also beginning to see concrete results in your career or a breakthrough opportunity in career as well. So Sunday's a very positive day and a very introverted day, I think, for the Sagittarius, even though you're quite public and building titleship. All right, my Sag, that's all I have for the 7-day forecast. Do not forget, all those office hours that you saw are free to the public. We do have very affordable downloadable videos at soulmart.me, and we have all of our readers and healers. So there's no excuse not to embrace the light and ascend right now. Until next week, the love be. What does it take to find love these days? What's your greatest strengths? How do you love? I'll tell you all the nuances about you dating, what kind of gifts you want, what kind of marriage you want, what kind of person you want to live with and don't want to live with, and of course how you love, how you lust, what you're drawn after, who chases you, and your greatest lesson, which is often a weakness. Your birthday love and lust report has that answer. We'll reveal your secrets on video at secretsofbirthdays.com.